Thank you very much. Please, thank you very much. In a few moments, the Laken Riley Act will become the very first bill that I proudly sign into law as the 47th President of the United States. To her friends and classmates, she was a light of warmth and kindness in every single room. To her parents and family, she was everything in the world. They've had a miserable period of time. Just after 9 a.m. last February 22nd, Laken went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia, but she was just never returned. She never came back, did she, huh? Parents are here, sister, all of her relatives. While on her run, Laken was attacked, viciously assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and murdered by an illegal alien gang member who was set loose into our country by the last administration. It's a tremendous tribute to your daughter, what's taking place today. That's all I can say, but it's so sad we have to be doing it at all. Thank you very much for being here. To Laken's family, we will keep Laken's memory alive in our hearts forever, everyone's hearts. With today's action, her name will also live forever in the laws of our country, and this is a very important law. This is something that has brought Democrats and Republicans together. Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000-person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double our capacity immediately, right? And tough. That's a tough place to get out of. Today's signings bring us one step closer to eradicating the scourge of migrant crime in our communities once and for all.
Our family will forever be grateful for the prayers of the people across our nation and for helping to get this legislation into law. We also want to thank President Trump for the promises he made to us. He said he would secure our borders and that he would never forget about Laken. And he hasn't. He's a man of his word. We trust that he will fight for the American people.
Thank you. We're going to sign this in honor of Laken Riley. Come on up here, some of the people that we love that have been so instrumental. Okay? Okay.
The White House is working on to use resources that we currently have there at Guantanamo Bay. So we'll go through the process. The worst of the worst is where that could be utilized. So that potential is there. We know we need the infrastructure. We're going after these guys.
But who would run that? DHS? Would DHS or the Pentagon?
What you probably don't know, there's already a migrant center there. It's been there for decades. So we're just going to expand upon the existing migrant center.
How would logistics work for that? How would you get migrants down to Guantanamo?
We fly them to Guantanamo. Coast Guard, they encounter people in maritime, they can take them straight to Guantanamo Bay. The worst of the worst, the significant public safety threats, we can fly them.
We're doing it. We're already doing it.
Would that be more expensive?
Build it out. We're building it out and using more resources.
What is the worst?
Polish Americans who voted for President Trump and may have neighbors or family members who are undocumented, who are illegally here.
Listen, the law applies to everybody. It applies to American citizens. It applies to people who come into this country illegally. You will be held accountable for breaking our laws.
Go ahead, Mr.
ICE has the highest detention standards in the industry. You can't find another state, federal, local facility has higher detention standards than ICE. So every facility, including Gitmo, will have the highest.
So ICE would be running it. That's actually really helpful. So ICE would be running and would be
That's
staffing
our migrant
that.
center run out of Miami.
We'd like to ask is if you have a sense of how much money it will cost how much money will be invested in this facility?
Bill or the facility?
In the facility at Guantanamo Bay that the
We're working
president
on that
announced?
with reconciliation and appropriators in the House.
Mr. Secretary, great to see you here today.
Great to see you too, the host of the Will Cain Show. We've seen an invasion of criminal gangs, of human trafficking, of drug trafficking that's completely unacceptable. And so you saw on day one for President Trump, executive orders reestablishing the military specifically, commitment to protecting the territorial sovereignty of the southern border. And President Trump has been very clear with those countries that if you aren't willing to take your criminals back, your illegals back, then we will hold you accountable. And things have shifted quickly. In other cases, we want somewhere else to hold them safely in the interim, criminal illegals. Guantanamo Bay, Will, is a perfect place. This is a temporary transit, which is already the mission of Naval Station Guantanamo Bay, where we can plus up thousands and tens of thousands if necessary to humanely move illegals out of our country where they do not belong back to the countries where they came from in proper process.
So you're going to be using it as a way station, in essence, where criminal illegal immigrants are not yet accepted by their home country. Do I have that correctly? And if that's the case, describe for me the kind of illegal immigrant that will be sent to Guantanamo.
More or less, you're right. It's folks who maybe are in transit to their home country or a safe third harbor country, and it's taking a little time to move with that processing or the paperwork. Better they be held at a safe location like Guantanamo Bay, which is meant and built for migrants, meant and built to sustain that away from the American people as they are processed properly to where they came from. Sign that that's going to happen, and I look forward to it.